It's interesting. I did a search on AI the other day, and you should really use AI to vet your mentors because you'll find out that people that are the most common, the ones you see the most of on YouTube, which YouTube is just a giant swamp, because that's what YouTube favors. YouTube favors numbers, right? They're looking for numbers. They're not looking, they don't really care about the quality of content, to be quite honest. They rate quality by people that watch. And there's a lot of gullible, not so bright people that watch and they think, oh, YouTube's a university. You can learn anything and everything. And there is some truth to that. But it's the biggest bowl of garbage there is when it comes to investment scams and fake gurus. And so if you take AI, you can go to Chat GTP and you can go to Gemini. I like both of those a lot. And if you like I was Pace Morby, who I consider fake guru, big time. Brilliant marketer, brilliant marketer. In fact, he's got one of the greatest systems ever for keeping dissatisfied customers quiet. And we can talk about that. And I got another video coming relating to that, actually. But uh, Pace Morby claims to have remodeled 7,000 houses in the last 10 years, or maybe it's 10,007 years. I can't remember. Either way, it's impossible, right? In fact, I did a video. I asked Chat GTP or Gemini, said, "Is it possible that Pace Morby could have renovated whatever 7,000 homes in 10 years?" And it said he would have to be redefining the word renovation for that to be possible. In other words, no. Okay, big no. Anyways, so and you know what, he would be like as big as Balfour or one of these big remediation companies. Everybody would know that person's name if somebody was had that capacity. But that's the problem. The people that watch don't know numbers, and that's one of the reasons I've been very, very successful in real estate, and my students too, is they understand math. They understand basic numbers. When somebody makes a claim or says something, they just do the math, and you can really figure very quickly, what doesn't make sense and what makes sense. The other thing with Pace is he did a video on the bunnies, the bunny story. Oh, the famous bunny story. Well, they used to like talking about it. I don't think he likes talking about it anymore because he's told the story on two big podcasts, two completely different ways with $100,000 discrepancy. Same story, Jeannie Munson, some teacher or something like that, has these bunnies. But the difference is, in one story he paid 150, and the other story he paid 250. And he said it was, quote, the most important story of his life. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's what he said. And that that would give anybody caution that has any common sense at all. But guess what? People are gullible and dumb. They don't even think about it. Go to Pace Morby's Sub2 site. Look at he's got a thing they call success stories. Zero success. I mean, zero success. Watch every story. There's 90 minutes of testimonials. Most of them are, I just got in the class and I'm really excited. It's going to be great. I met a bunch of nice people. And that's the other thing. If you notice every ad he ever runs, it's I met my best friends there. That's where I made all my friends. And, it's just so stupid. The testimonials are beyond belief. Hey, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want straight talk and you want to hear from somebody that's really been doing this for a long time and successfully, and the most successful students, I challenge Pace Morby, Grant Cardone, Chris Crone, Jerry Norton, whatever, Ken McElroy, all these guys like to hang together and pat each other on the back. I really, you start to think people that you thought were legit, you'll start to think they're fake gurus by the company they keep. And I'm getting off topic here, but I'm telling you, use AI. Use AI. Have you can have AI go, listen to these testimonials, and it'll tell you. It'll tell you what if you're too lazy to watch or you just don't have time. I understand both. Um, you'd be surprised. But back on that, you can with AI, if you simply say, "Who's the most popular mentor? Who's the most popular?" It'll come out with all the fakes, because the reason is you have to understand when Gemini and Chat GTP, when it first reads the algorithm, or when you ask it a question, who's the most popular, or you know what I mean, like that could be synonymous with who's the best, right? But you have to be smart enough to ask better questions. Okay, like everything in life, right? And so what happens is, if you actually have it vet and you say, well, who has more experience? Ooh, guess who comes up to the top of the list? I do. With Grant Cardone, all of those guys, none of them have my record, not even close. As for student success, I go to the top of the list. I mean, the top. If you know how to ask the questions, who has the most successful students? What students made the most money? Uh, Experience. What mentors made the most money investing in real estate? Again, same thing. I go to the top. Now, I'm not saying I'm the wealthiest and richest investor out there, but I guarantee you, I am the most experienced and the most valuable as a mentor, because I buy the kinds of properties that you drive by every single day. I probably drove by $30 million worth of real estate just since I've been talking to you. And now I'm actually coming back because the traffic's too heavy. I don't want to go that way now. But these are the things you need to ask. You ask those questions that I just ran by, if you care about that, But AI is a fantastic tool. I was playing with AI the other day, and I wrote a complete contract. And I gave everything, all the information completely out of order, changed the price, changed the deposit, did a few things differently, as if I was just rambling and talking to a secretary that's jotting this stuff down. Guess what? It did it perfectly, absolutely perfectly. So uh, AI's got a place in this world, and if you use it to assist you, you can make a ton of money. You really can. And I'm not saying for finding leads and all that stuff. The things you'll learn from me, if you get in my mentorship, is, AI has its purpose in helping you, yes, but it's not going to get you the deals. It's not going to get you the deals. It can help you, but it's not going to close the deal. And a lot of that stuff is what you really need to know. So I know if any of you got a question, go ahead, fire away. I've made money in apartment buildings. I've made millions. Land, I've made money in millions. Uh, Large acreage, small lots, individual lots. I build homes. I love buildings. I have, commercial buildings, industrial buildings. I'm passing a restaurant that I used to own. I flipped that, made 200 grand very quickly. And the next 4 houses in a row here that I'm about passing right now, I've owned them all. And and look at, everything's nearby, right? Everything's nearby. I'm going through. There's a neighborhood over here. 8 homes I bought in that neighborhood. I'll show you real quick here, just because I can. You're about to go by. I own that building. I own the following building next to it. I own the next building. So here's 3 in a row that I own. And I also own the property across the street. And these are, just between those, there's 20, 35, 40, 50,000 square feet right there. Three or four different buildings, and another bunch of houses will be going by, but I'm not even going to worry about showing you. But the bottom line is, that's the kind of expertise and the experience that you really want to find. You want to find somebody. Here's a house I just bought. This is, see, I can't even help it. This one you see right here. We're not painting today because of rain, but uh, that's another one, and that's number 8 in this neighborhood that I bought. And that one is I paid $550 for that one, and it's probably worth $750. But the previous 7 that I bought from anywhere between 129 and 220. Because I've been buying them over a period of, I don't know, 12 years, something like that. So some I got cheaper than others, but all of them, what they all have in common is I bought them all below market value. And some of you, if you guys have, $50,000, and listen, to get in my mentorship, listen, from what I understand, like Pace Morgan, some of these other guys, they have salesmen out there. So the salesman will seem to, and this is what I'm told, will say anything to make a sale. They don't care if you have money to invest. All they care about is getting you into buying the course, because that's where they get their commission. I won't even let people in the class. I have people, I've had millionaires, guys that have $1 million cash that I haven't even let in the class, because I didn't like them. I don't think they're a good fit. I've had people that, have $20,000. I say, you know what? I don't think you'll do well. If I don't think you do well, I don't let you in. That's just how it is. Now, sure, I could take your money, but I don't need to do that. It's much more. What's more important to me is the rate of success that I have, and I have phenomenal success. Go to flipanythingusa.com/success and take a look at all the student stories. It's not even all of them, but you'll see in my class, I have people that have made, first 100,000, 300,000, first million, multi-millionaires. I'm talking about, I have students now. One popped in when I was chatting the other day. And I said, yeah, this student's got over 50. He said, Tommy, he goes, I got 79,000 square feet of property now. That's in 5 years of being in my class. And same with another student. He, right in there, about 50, 60,000, and others 20,000 square feet, and we're talking, very, very significant income. I mean, these guys have quit their jobs and they're full-time investors now, full-time investors, and I'm telling you, there's not a better life than being a full investor. There's just nothing like it. But anyways, somebody comment, let me know if oh my God. Do you guys even hear me? All right, there we go back.